Hey everybody, this is video number 2 in a series of videos I'm making of building my sister's home up in Columbia Falls, Montana. So this video in our series is to show you the earthwork and foundation being installed. We decided in order to save time we would hire out the foundation work. The only thing we self-performed was placing all the hydronic tubing in that foundation. Here is my running spreadsheet showing the costs for this build. This winter we hired a company to come in and take down several large cottonwood trees that were on the lot. The cost for that was $2,545. Then in early April I was able to come and survey in the lot corners and mark out the foundation corners of the house. Then in mid-April I had a dirt guy come in and we installed the water and sewer services into the foundation area. I had him remove the top foot of dirt and loose material from the site in order to get down to undisturbed soil so that we could then bring in crushed rock to form a level pad area for the foundation for the house. The foundation I designed for this house is a frost-protected monoslab utilizing the monoslab easy forms. The reason I decided to use this type of foundation is the house I'm in right now. It's located, like I said, right next door to a river. It has a 4-foot deep crawl space, and during spring runoff the crawl space can get water in it, and my sump pumps have to work to get the water out. In the locations of the sonotubes for my sister's house, we did have to dig down 3 feet in order to have those footings below the frost line. Here are some screenshots from my security cameras when the foundation contractor came and installed the easy forms. I'm just going to show now the videos and photos we took during the foundation install, and then at the end I will show you my invoices and we can discuss the costs for the foundation. Main line, that'll be for the 3-inch stack that goes up to the second floor. This is for a floor drain, washer, and then we've got a shower right here. That is shower with the vent line. Then right here we've got the sinks. You can see it comes up in this wall right here. So that'll be the wet vent and the drain. And then we got the toilet with the vent. And we got shower, toilet, sink. Almost ready with this. The only thing we still have to do is we have to install a floor drain that we have to kind of get out that styrofoam. Alrighty, you can see the easy, I think they're called easy form for mono slabs. We got those all installed. We got it held back for the thickened edge or the outside edge. These are all for deck posts. This is a walkway along the side of the house that goes downstairs to the front. And then these are all the deck posts along the back of the house. Getting the plumbing in. Hopefully we'll finish that probably, I'm thinking Monday or Tuesday, next couple days. Thickened footings here and there for load-bearing walls. All right, plumbing is finished. And then we got the vapor barrier down. They brought in CAD to bring it up to grade, put the vapor barriers down, and then we put the insulation under the slab. So we are ready to install our PEX plumbing, which goes in the concrete slab for radiant floor heating. We're gonna start that. Got the radiant floor tubing in.
Everything's in the valve box, hooked up, pressurized. It's 3 zones. All right, we're pouring concrete today. Got the concrete crew, got the pumper rig here. Everything's ready to go. Got my radiant floor heating tubing in place, all the plumbing, rebar grid. I got an oofer installed. I got copper right there, number 4, bonded to the rebar. It's on a 20-foot stick, and then I also have it bonded to copper rods. There's 2 of them, they're about 8 feet apart. It's bonded there, also to the rebar. The radiant floor system is under pressure. It's about 65 psi. I'll probably lower that a little bit once we start pouring. You can see I put foam in the bottom with some paper to keep concrete out of my form box. Got concrete on site. Got the pump rig in position, and they're going around with the laser right now, setting up all their grade pieces in the middle of the concrete so they know where to scree it to. All right, here's a little drone footage of the concrete crew at work here. You can see them kind of pulling the concrete to where they need it. You got a guy floating the edges. You see the pump truck overhead. Here we got one guy starting to do the bowl floating. And then you got another guy on the pump truck. Looks like another guy still magging out the edges. There's a close-up of them working. Got a guy magging the edge there, just kind of pulling it to the level. They use chalk marks all the way around the edge to get the level perfect. Concrete's in place. Now they just have to finish it. Here's some more drone footage of the guy on a power trowel. He hand troweled it for quite a long time, all around the floor drains. Did a really good job getting it flat. Here's me just messing with my sister a little bit with the drone. Today was double plate day. So you can see we've got a treated plate everywhere on the interior garage walls, and then also on all the exterior walls. We did double plates because the wall package that we ordered, they're framed off site, and because we have these hold down bolts every 32 inches, it just, when we have walls built off site and delivered, we only have so much time at the crane to get them and put in place. So in order to save time, they shorten the walls by 3.5 inches during production, and then we put a double plate on the bottom, so that way we can just lay the wall straight over the top of our hold downs. 2 more little tiny plates to put down, and then all the walls that needed double plating are done. Tuesday morning we put the we bring the walls in with the crane, so that'll be a big day. And then the very next day all the floor trusses come in. I would say within 2 days after that we'll have all the floor trusses on and start sheathing for the second floor. And then I also rented an excavator, mini excavator this morning. This was all a big dirt pile back here, so we got the mini excavator and got this smoothed out, got a bunch of the old trees out and brush out of here, cleaned it up. There used to be a path right behind our house that was on our property. We had to pay for it to get removed. That was almost $30,000 for engineering and the paving company to come and tear out the old path, get it off our property, and then we're relocating it out to the right-of-way. On the back side of these trees is right-of-way, so the path, which is right there, is going to come and get rerouted around the back of the house, and then it's rejoining. There was an easement on this property but not on our property, so but the easement came right here from our pin and dove right over to their property pin right there. So the path was always supposed to go through that easement, but it didn't. Whoever built it 30 years ago just went straight with it and right through our property. But we got it removed at our cost, but at least it's gone. It would have taken up our whole backyard. Anyway, that's what we did today.
All right, I'm going to go over these invoices real quick with you. Here's the first concrete invoice that I got. It was for $17,750. You can see the items here. There was a little bit of fee for a man lift that he rented to help me remove the trees from this winter. There was the easy forms and the 2x10s that went around the border of it. That was $5,600. There was the blue board to put insulation around the exterior of the easy forms. Have to have 4 foot insulated around the foundation, so 2 foot with the easy form, 2 foot with the blue board. We had $3,800 worth of pea gravel brought in to fill up around the sonotubes, and the labor to set up the mono forms and put the blue board down was $3,800, and then he charged me $3,200 to install 10 12-inch sonotubes and their foundations. All right, here is the second invoice that I got from the concrete company. It was $22,930. He ordered 46 yards of concrete. That was $8,510. More blue board there. Blue board, $2,500. That was blue board was used in several locations throughout the slab. It was under the slab. He used it to form the turn down edge of the foundation. He used it on the outside of the forms to create the insulated boundary around the easy forms. There was $450 for the vapor barriers. Rebar, he charged $2,200 or $2,800 for rebar and the labor to put it down. The labor to pour and finish the slab was $3,200. 5/8 bolts, $120. And then we had a load of 3/4 inch wash. That was 3/4 inch rock. That was $850. 2 loads of pea gravel. That was $1,600. That was to bring the everything up to grade. He lent me a skid steer to do backfilling around the site. $400 for that. And then we only needed 44 yards of concrete for the site. He ordered 46, so those extra 2 yards of concrete had to be taken off site in the truck, dumped, and then washed out, and the concrete company charged $850 for that. All right, that's it for this week's video about the foundation. Next week I'm going to put out a new video showing the next phase of the project, which is bringing in the walls and floor trusses and starting on the floor sheathing. Thanks for watching.